Good day, class. So, thank you for joining in our virtual space for today. And I hope you are doing well. So, let's start about the discussion for today. So, anyone or someone can share their thoughts about the presentation.
Suico, sir, volunteer.
Okay, Miss Weko, go.
I think, sir, since we're in Fire Prevention Month, March is considered Fire Prevention Month. We're going to talk about fire prevention itself.
Okay, any other volunteer? Any other volunteer?
Sir, I guess we will talk about fire extinguisher since it's in the background, sir.
That is correct. Miss Weko is right. This is since it is fire prevention month, we will be talking about fire, and Miss Estenzo is also correct that we will be talking about fire extinguisher. So our learning objectives for today is that you will be able to determine the different parts of the fire extinguisher, and you will learn how to use a portable fire extinguisher. At the same time, you will also know the procedures in inspecting various types of extinguisher. So let's see the video presentation about the parts of the fire extinguisher.
Hello guys! Today we tackle about the parts of fire extinguisher. But before that, let's tackle about the types of fire extinguisher because the parts of fire extinguisher differ from what type of fire extinguisher. Number 1, water extinguisher or H2O fire extinguisher. This is the most effective and convenient fire extinguisher used in Class A fires such as wood, paper, and textile. Number 2, foam extinguisher. This can be used in both Class A and B fires, and it includes the paper, wood, textile. And Class B, it includes liquid substances such as petron and diesel. The foam extinguishes the liquid fires by sealing the liquid surface. Number 3, dry chemical fire extinguisher. This can also be used in Class A, B, and C fires. Number 4, carbon dioxide fire extinguisher. Can also be used in Class E fires and Class B fires. The carbon dioxide works by extinguishing or smoothing the fire and cutting off the air supply. Number 5, wet chemical fire extinguisher. This can also be used in F, A, and B fires. Wait, there's more. We will also tackle about the classes of fire. In order to extinguish fire properly, we need to understand the materials that are burning. The fire involving wood must be handled properly than a fire involving petrol. There are classes and it is divided into 6. Class A, B, C, D, E, and F. Number 1, Class A. Involving ordinary combustible materials such as wood, cloth, plastic, and paper. 2, Class B. Involving flammable liquids or flammable solids such as grease, paint, oil, petrol, varnish, and fat. 3, Class C. Involving gases such as butane, propane, and acetylene. 4, Class D. Involving burning materials such as magnesium, titanium, and potassium. 5, Class E. Involving electrical hazards such as electrical cables and electrical panel. 6, Class F. Involving flammable liquids such as deep fat fryers. And now let's tackle about the parts of the fire extinguisher. I only chooses 2 types of fire extinguisher to name their parts, namely the water or the H2O fire extinguisher and the dry chemical fire extinguisher. The first part of the water or fire extinguisher agent is the shell or cylinder tank. It is flat on the bottom and dome shaped on top. It contains the extinguishing agent. Number 2, the valve. It serves to control the flow of the tube. Number 3, pick-up tube. A tube inside the tank to sift the extinguishing agent from the bottom to the top. 4, it allows to refine directing of the flow as it leaves the extinguisher. Number 5, the nozzle. It directs the direction of the extinguishing agent as it leaves the tank. And lastly, the pressure gauge. For measuring pressure, whether the extinguisher has enough pressure to put out a fire. Again, there are 6 parts or common parts of a water or H2O fire extinguisher, namely the shell or the cylinder tongue, the valve, the pickup tube, the hose, the nozzle, and the pressure gauge. That's the part of the water and or H2O fire extinguisher. And now let's talk about the dry chemical fire extinguisher and its part. Number 1, the carrying handle. Number 2, the nozzle. Number 3, the cup. Number 4, the shell. Number 5, the cartridge puncturing lever. Number 6, the hose. And number 7 is carbon dioxide cartridge. There are 7 complete parts of a dry chemical fire extinguisher. In addition, there are also an informative parts that can be seen in the fire extinguisher, namely number 1, the instruction label. These are seen in the fire extinguisher in order for the users to know the steps in using appropriately the fire extinguisher. And number 2, the monthly inspection tag and the annual inspection tag to be maintained by the personnel in charge. That's all, and once again, good day.
Okay, class. I hope you learned something from the video presentation about the parts of the fire extinguisher. Next is
Good night, Steve. Have a great night. And
next is a surprise assignment. So I want you to research about how to use a portable fire extinguisher. And next is we'll also see the video presentation about the procedures for inspecting various types of extinguisher. Okay, class. I hope you will be listening.
Hey everyone, I am back with another video, and today we're going to talk about procedures for inspecting various types of extinguishers, because why not? It's because it's March and it's Fire Prevention Month. So let's get started. So we actually have 9 procedures in total. We have check accessibility and proper location, check for tag of last recharge or inspection, check nozzle for obstruction and operations, examine for corrosion like leaks at seams or mechanical damage, check lock, pin, and seal, determine if full, water level, per gauge, and weight, then examine condition of hose and hose coupling, check horns for cracks, dirt, or grease accumulations, and lastly, date of inspection and initials of inspector. So let me give you some examples to that. So as you can see here in the pictures, we can see that the fire extinguishers are actually in their proper locations. There are easy access for those who are living inside those houses as why? They're just beside their main doors. So if ever man gani nga simbako na ay sunog, within their rooms or houses, dali ra nila makuha ang ilahang fire extinguishers since naara duol sa ilang pultahan. So next. So this is an example of the tag for date or last recharge for inspection. As you can see here on the second picture, it says recharge and inspection record, and then the other side we have inspection record. So here is where you can see the dates on when was the last inspection recorded and who was the inspector who did the inspection. So we're going to move on to the next. So to talk about more on the different steps that I have talked about, so let me share you this video.
Hi guys, it's me again.
And to continue our discussion on the different procedures for inspecting various types of extinguishers, I have brought something with me to help you guys understand better what I'm talking here about. So without further ado, let me present to you a dry chemical portable fire extinguisher. So I think in my previous slides I have already given you some examples on how to check the accessibility and proper location of your fire extinguishers, and also to check for the tag or for date for the last recharge or inspection of your fire extinguisher. So now we're going to do the next steps on our procedure, which is check nozzle for obstruction and operation. So where is the nozzle? This one. This is the nozzle. So we're going to check here if there are any distractions, or obstructions rather, for the operation when it releases what's inside here. So let's see. As you can see, there's none since it's pitch black. On the end, there's also no cracks. So still good. It's still in good condition. Next, we're going to examine for corrosion like leaks or at seams or mechanical damages. So to do that, we're going to test it in this way. It's also a good thing to try do upside down of your fire extinguishers at least, let's say, twice a month, so that it won't settle at the bottom. So you're going to mix them. So as we were doing that earlier, there were no leakages, there were no damages, so it's still in good condition too. Next, we're going to check the lock, pin, and its seal. So where can we find that? Here. This yellow one here is the seal, while this one over here, this one, it's the lock pin. So it's still intact. The pin is still here. Since this is not still used, it's still good. Next, we're going to determine if it's still full rather. So for the water level, the pressure gauge, and the weight. So as I was looking here a while ago, this weighs 5.05 kilograms. So it's still, the weight is still good. Next, to check the pressure level, here we're going to check it. So can you see it? Here. Actually, the pin is still on the green one on the middle. So meaning it's not for recharge and it's not for overcharge. It's still in the good condition. It's still in the best condition rather. So next, we're going to check the horns for cracks, dirt, or grease accumulations. So I already pre-checked also this one a while ago since I was cleaning up, since this was full of dirt. Let's say napuno og abog kina sa gawas. And as I was checking, very good. There are no cracks. And next, the date of inspection and initials of inspector should also be where you can see the last date of inspection would be. So here. This is still new actually, so it doesn't have any markings yet. So once it gets when it gets a month, yes, a month, since it would be placed here by month, we will get to see if there are any differences when it is inspected already by a fire inspector. So that ends the procedures for inspecting various types of extinguishers. On to the next. So I hope you learned something. Since it's just a pretty discussion, it's just a small one, but it really helps if you know these steps, especially when you own one, because we never know when emergency comes and you might need to use your extinguishers. So that ends my presentation, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye!
Okay, class. I hope you learned something, and thank you for listening. And don't worry, because I will be sending this PowerPoint presentation for you to review the slides in the video as well. So let's have our attendance. Attendance. Bongo Don King. I guess. Calling once, calling twice. Bongo Don King. Okay, absent. Estenzo Charmaine.
Estenzo, sir.
Okay, present. Estenzo. Suico Jone, Kate.
Present, Suico, sir.
Okay, thank you. So our absent is Bongo Don King. So see you again. Oh, okay. Bongo is present, just having a internet problem. Okay. Thank you, class. God bless and good night.